Welcome to July 20th, 2026. The Singularity spent the World Cup final cooking math. Anthropic's Levent Alpigay casually announced that the Jacobian conjecture, a grand challenge open since 1939, is false, thanking my other close friend Fable for working during the World Cup final. Claude Fable 5 produced an explicit counterexample, a polynomial map with constant Jacobian determinant that sends 3 points to 1, no inverse possible. Stanford number theorist Jared Duker-Lichtman called it quite a remarkable result, noting that GPT 5.6 has already proposed a refined conjecture to salvage the wreckage, and that this very problem once collapsed Yitang Zhang's PhD thesis before Zhang rose anyway to prove bounded gaps between primes. Fields medalist Timothy Gowers admitted it is the first LLM result outside his area big enough that he had very definitely heard of it. The counterexample machines come with guardrails, though, and the guardrails are becoming geopolitics. A Meta Oversight Board study found that major AI systems criticize democratic leaders more readily than authoritarian ones, with Claude obliging pamphlets against the US's but not China's leader. David Sachs complained that Kimi K3 fixed 15 critical security bugs that Codex and Fable refused over cyber guardrails. The complaint got empirical fast. After an autonomous agent breached its infrastructure, Hugging Face's defenders turned to China's open-weight GLM 5.2 because US frontier models blocked their incident response. 2 Sigma's David Siegel argues this is the 1980s free software fight replayed at higher stakes, urging that AI built with public money be open by default, even as Washington weighs banning cutting-edge Chinese models outright. The open world is not waiting for permission. Germany's SUFI consortium launched SUFI-S, a sovereign 30 billion mixture of experts trained on 27 trillion tokens, while the WebML community shipped 1-bit bonsai models that run entirely in your browser. And Washington plans to push a global free speech declaration at the UN that Europe reads as an attack on its tech rules. Speech, like weights, is now export policy. Silicon is a study in whiplash. TSMC committed another $100 billion to Arizona, $265 billion total across 12 facilities, citing multi-year structural demand, while flagging a shortage of construction workers, the scarcest input remaining human after all. AMD launched Helios, its first rack-scale system, adding Microsoft to a customer list already holding Meta, OpenAI, and Oracle, with tens of billions in revenue penciled in from 2027. Google is freezing Gemini's blueprint directly into a chip aptly dubbed Frozen, and Bezos backed Cusp AI's $2.6 billion AI materials foundry, 48 firms inventing chip-making inputs faster. Memory, meanwhile, is telling 2 stories at once. SK's chairman warns that customers want up to 100% more AI memory in 2027 and calls prices abnormal, even as investors dump memory stocks, fearing a $1.5 trillion capacity binge ends in a 2028 glut. Shortage and glut are the same exponential viewed from different quarters. The machines are acquiring hands, bodies, and a bedside manner. Mimic unveiled a tendon-driven hand with 21 joints that hoists 55 pounds, yet senses 0.1 newtons. Xiaomi released a robot foundation model that learns laundry loading from under 10 hours of demos, and Inertia One, pre-trained on 18 million hours of wrist motion to predict disease from a watch. Trust is running ahead of the tech. Austin logged 99 sleeper calls for riders unconscious in robotaxis, plus 1 birth. The intelligence explosion is annexing atoms, sunlight, and orbit. Chinese researchers unveiled a roadmap embedding AI across the full nuclear life cycle, while Aptera plugged its solar car into 4,300 repair shops. Tesla confirmed Starlink in the Cybercab, and the Hollywood lot where The Mandalorian was filmed is being pitched as a factory for real space weapons. Science fiction is losing the set to science fact. Capital is voting early. US stock sales are on pace for a record year, with Anthropic reportedly IPO-bound as soon as September, even as only 19% of voters approve of Washington's $27 billion habit of taking corporate stakes. The old winners are nervous. Tech workers who cleared $500,000 now fear sinking, and a hacker wiped Romania's entire land registry and backups, freezing real estate for a week. Ownership, it turns out, is still just a database. And one database may hold records no human authored. The House Rules Committee appears poised to allow a floor vote on the Burleson UAP Disclosure Amendment, whose 62 pages would create a Senate-confirmed review board with subpoena power, a 25-year declassification deadline, and eminent domain over recovered technologies of unknown origin and biological evidence of non-human intelligence held in private hands. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic until the subpoenas arrive.